Could you imagine a wheelchair that is lightweight, completely adjustable, and has suspension? Enter the Bowhead Era. Now I know what you're thinking with adjustability. You can adjust the front and rear to floor height. Cool, anyone can do that. But what this can also do is change the center of gravity within one component. So now if you're starting off on a chair and you want to start it more stable, but as your skills get better, you can move the center of gravity further forward. Awesome, but what about width? Rigid chairs, you can't adjust the width. Guess what? Just by loosening a few of these bolts, you can actually change the width. So if you're starting off narrow and you put on some extra kilos, you can grow the chair as you need. Now I know what you're thinking, with all this adjustability, it's gonna be a very heavy chair. No. This chair without the wheels is 5 kilos. If you want it to be even lighter, the entire seat comes off, which is the most heavy component. And once these wheels come off, this component's like 2 kilos. So if you're trying to put it into a car, now not only do we have a lightweight chair that's easy to push, but you can break the chair down to make it easier to either store away into an overhead compartment or throw it into the back of your boot or your passenger seat, whatever you need. With all that adjustability and all that lightweight frame, it must be not that durable. No, this frame has a lifetime warranty. And to make the ride even more comfortable for people who like to drop off ledges, it also has a titanium suspension bar. This little bar here gives so much give to it where it actually feels really comfortable. And I spoke to a wheelchair user who tried this and he said it was a massive difference. And particularly for people with spinal cord injuries, that's big because all these little vibrations, all these little micro bumps up and down, that can take a toll on your body. So any reduction that we can have to someone's vibration in the chair is exactly what we want. So we've got a lightweight chair that's fully adjustable, super tough, and has suspension. Let's go through the bonus features. The first bonus feature I want to talk about, these casters. These are amazing because the hair doesn't get stuck in them, and they also just look really, really cool. But they roll really beautifully. They've got more bearings in them. They're a really good caster. This over here is called a UFO. I can't remember what it stands for, but I'm going to put it onto the text right here. And it's a UFO, which means that when you bump into walls, you don't want to damage your walls. So what this is a little disc that when you hit it, it actually gives, so it doesn't damage your chair and it doesn't damage the walls. You've also got this little foil over here, which makes it super aerodynamic. No, it doesn't. What it does is that it holds your legs where they want it to be. So if you don't have use of your legs and you can't control them, put them into here and they stay in one spot. The other thing I like about as well is that there's no hangers. So if you're doing a side transfer or you're trying to get up nice and close to somewhere, there's nothing here. There's nothing here to get hit. And there's also less things to get scratched and get damaged. So when someone sits in the chair, you see them. You don't necessarily see all the chair that goes in there. But a lot of people use those hangers to do transfers. So if you need to do a transfer, boom, you've got little transfer handles over here. And what that means, if you're trying to transfer, you can hold on to these as you're moving along. But if these are in the way, if these are annoying, you can take them off. The other really cool feature is that you've got these side guards that are built in, which keeps the cushion really snug. But if you want more protection, you can have side guards that fit straight in. That's the wrong way. Side guards that fit straight in. And these things are built tough. They are built so you can actually put weight through them. So when you're doing pressure relieving, they can actually take your weight. And the first thing someone will ask when they look at a chair like this is, how do you mount the power assist devices? How do you mount a SmartDrive? They've sorted that out. How do you mount a Batec or a front mounted power assist? They've sorted that out. They've thought of almost everything to make it perfect for users. So what haven't they thought of, or why wouldn't someone be in this chair? One thing that might be challenging for people is that if they have a front wheel, so the RGK front wheel, at the moment you can't add something like that. Or if you want to do other types of front mounted power assist, it's not compatible with absolutely everything. So that is something that you might need to consider. Another thing as well is that whilst you can break the chair down to smaller components, putting it into the car might be trickier for some people than others, depending on what hand dexterity they have. But to the wheelchair users I spoke to, even if you didn't break down the chair, it's still lighter than their current chair.
Another consideration I forgot to mention was the fact that the back canes on this chair have to be inset. So if you have an 18-inch wide chair, the back canes will need to be 17 inches wide. And that could be a problem for people with a contoured backrest, so they have to go a narrower backrest. Or if they're quite narrow in the hips, but they've got quite a wide torso, so mostly men, that could be an issue as well, but something you just need to trial and see.
This is honestly a new era of wheelchair. It's something that doesn't look like anything else, and I love that there's innovation in this industry. The rigid wheelchair has looked the same for years and years, and now someone is trying something different by making something that's modular, lightweight, super comfortable, and has a lot of other brilliant features. I love this chair. I can't wait to see wheelchair users in it and get their feedback about what it is. I'd love to know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below. Bye for now.